Hey everyone, welcome to another deep dive. Today, we're going to be looking at something that might just change how you think about eco-friendly travel. You
Mhm.
want to make sustainable choices, right? But sometimes those little luxuries like daily room cleaning at a hotel are hard to resist. So how do we make those eco-friendly choices more enticing?
That's the million-dollar question, isn't it?
Yeah.
And thankfully, researchers are on the case.
And that's what we're diving into today. We've got this really cool research paper called "It's a Pleasure to Stay Sustainably." I love that title, by the way. And they actually put this idea to the test with a field experiment at a real European hotel.
It's a clever approach because it tackles that classic vacation dilemma. We know skipping room cleaning is better for the environment, but you know those fresh towels and made beds?
Hmm.
So tempting.
Oh, tell me about it. It's all about that vacation mindset. We want to relax and indulge a little. So, how did the researchers convince people to switch gears?
They focused on the pleasure principle. Imagine yourself checking into this hotel. You get a letter about their room cleaning program. But here's the thing. Your letter is different from the one your neighbor gets.
Ooh, okay, I'm intrigued. Different messages.
Exactly. Some guests got the typical sustainability pitch, how skipping cleaning saves water, helps the planet, that sort of thing. Others were offered a financial incentive, a €5 voucher for every day they opted out.
Makes sense. Give people a little something back for their efforts.
Right. But here's where it gets really interesting. Some guests received messages about how opting out of cleaning actually amplifies their pleasure. They get more freedom, flexibility, uninterrupted privacy,
Hmm.
that blissful, do not disturb kind of vacation vibe.
So instead of guilt tripping or bribing people, they highlighted how making the sustainable choice actually makes their stay more enjoyable. Genius. Did it work?
The results were fascinating. While the purely sustainable messages did increase opt-outs to a degree, get this, combining sustainability with the promise of a more relaxing, hassle-free stay was just as effective as offering money.
Wow. You're kidding. So just emphasizing the enjoyment factor was as good as a financial incentive. That's huge.
It really is. And there's more. They even found that guests who received both the financial and the pleasure-based messages, well, that combo wasn't really that much more effective than the pleasure-based message alone.
Hold on. So hotels could potentially ditch the vouchers and get the same result just by reframing their message? Talk about a win-win. What about those who just got the sustainability message? How did they react?
That's where things took an unexpected turn. Guests who only got the Save the Planet message actually rated the hotel as LESS sustainable overall.
Wait, really? That seems counterintuitive. Why would that be? You'd think any message about sustainability would have a positive impact.
Right. It seems like it backfired a bit. And the researchers think it might be because those messages triggered a bit of skepticism in guests. Like maybe the hotel was just trying to cut costs under the guise of environmental concern.
Ah, so it's that whole greenwashing thing. People are getting pretty savvy to that these days.
Exactly. But here's the interesting part. Adding that hedonic appeal that focus on enhancing the guest's enjoyment seemed to overcome that skepticism.
Because it feels more genuine.
Exactly. Guests saw it as more authentic expression of the hotel's values because it showed they cared about making the sustainable choice enjoyable for their guests, not just convenient for themselves.
That makes sense. Actions speak louder than words, right? And when a hotel goes out of its way to make the eco-friendly option the more appealing one, it shows they're really walking the talk.
Absolutely. And to really understand why these messages work, the researchers took their experiment to the lab.
Okay, let's dive into that. What did they do differently in the lab setting?
They presented people with the same hotel scenarios and messaging, but in a more controlled environment. That way, they could really isolate what was driving people's choices. And what they found was fascinating. The hedonic appeal, those messages about increased enjoyment, directly increased what they called hedonic guest value.
So how much someone thinks a policy will add to their pleasure, like, hey, this is going to make my stay even more enjoyable.
You got it. And that feeling of enhanced enjoyment directly drove their decision to skip cleaning. It wasn't just about being eco-conscious, it was about making a choice that aligned with their desire for a pleasurable and hassle-free vacation.
That's huge. It means hotels could be tapping into a powerful motivator that goes beyond just guilt or even financial reward.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And this isn't just about hotel rooms. Think about it. What if this idea, linking sustainability to pleasure, could be applied to other aspects of tourism and even our daily lives?
Now you're speaking my language. This feels like a game changer. So, for our listeners out there, what's the big takeaway? How can they apply this to their own travels? So, for you listening, next time you're planning a trip, right, and trying to be a more mindful traveler, remember this. You don't have to choose between a sustainable vacation and an enjoyable one. It's not about sacrifice, it's about finding those options that align with your values. A&D boost your vacation bliss.
Precisely. And if you happen to be in the hospitality industry, take note. This research is a gold mine for designing more effective sustainability programs. It's about reframing those messages, highlighting how eco-friendly choices actually enhance the guest experience.
It's such a simple shift in thinking, but it could have a big impact. I'm already imagining those little hotel cards being rewritten. Instead of "help us save water," they could say "enjoy a leisurely breakfast in bed, guilt-free," with our optional room cleaning service.
Exactly. Or how about unwind in the peace and quiet of your undisturbed haven? It's about tapping into what guests truly value: relaxation, freedom, indulgence, and showing how sustainable choices can deliver those things in spades.
It's about turning what used to feel like a compromise into a win-win for both the planet and the traveler.
Absolutely. And while this particular study focused on hotel rooms, I think it sparks a broader question. What if we applied this principle, linking sustainability to pleasure, to other areas of tourism? What if choosing the eco-friendly option always felt like the more enjoyable, desirable path?
That's something I'm going to be thinking about long after this deep dive. It's a real game changer. Thanks for taking us on this journey with us. Until next time, keep exploring and keep those sustainable choices fun.